So it's interesting that you mentioned that you were working with two musicians who had previously played with Jody. But at the time, obviously, you did not know Jody at all.
No, only through conversations with these.
The name was mentioned, perhaps in conversation.
It was. I mean, Julia. Long story, I think.
It is.
Yeah, because actually, that's my next question: is the story of how you two hooked up.
Yes.
Came to be. Well, I think it would be YouTube channels and both Tin and
I think originally it was through YouTube channels, not actually knowing each other.
No, well, I knew of Jody. Yeah. I knew of Jody through Billy and Malcolm, and also through Julia, because Julia used to go and see the Switch.
Yeah.
Who was
previous to the Mustard Seeds.
Yeah, who Billy and Malcolm used to be in.
That's right.
And so she used to go along and enjoy.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Yeah.
The Switch. I didn't, and my brother used to sometimes take pictures.
That's right.
Also, I think it was at the Switch. I might be wrong.
Yes, it was. And also, there's the connection that Tin comes from Cranford.
Yes.
And we were a band based in Cranford.
Yes.
So West London, Hounslow, and that's where, from the late, I think it was '89 to 1990, 91. The early 90s, obviously we were doing gigs in and around London. So yes, we were, we knew Julia and we knew Ashley, and that's what kind of made it uncanny as far as the origins. I think, as far as you'd left a comment on one of the YouTube videos, which I made a connection to because it got me wondering, who's Tin Raven? And I checked out his channel and I really liked the music. And then of course there were all these sort of coincidences in background history, which is fantastic. But I still hadn't met him.
So at that point, you established contact by way of posts on YouTube.
Yeah.
And admiring each other's work, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the first link. That was the first point of connection.
Wasn't the first time we met. The first time we met was at Muse's Flute.
No, that came later, didn't it?
No. I actually met Jody for about 5 minutes after a gig at Angler's Retreat.
Angler's Retreat, yes, in West Drayton. Yeah. Okay.
And that was the Mustard Seeds.
It was actually Muse's Flute gig. Actually, it was a Muse's Flute gig.
Was it Muse's Flute?
Yeah. You came to see us.
Oh, I must have come on holiday then.
Probably.
Okay.
I guess.
Okay.
Oh, so it was the other way around then. It was your band and you were watching them.
Yes, because
it was half his band.
Well, yeah, I was watching half my band that I'd left because I'd come here. But otherwise, it was just fascinating because then we, I invited you over to come.
Well, was that when you actually came over? Wasn't that after you started corresponding on via the internet?
It took a long time.
Yeah, it took over a year.
Because initially, you started working together as well over the internet because you exchanged some work, no?
Yeah, basically it was why don't we collaborate? And Tin has a studio back home. We have a modest studio here, and Tin sent me the first track, which I found very easy to write to, as far as the crossover of styles. And that was While We Sleep, and that kind of worked out. And backwards and forwards, we're recording vocals here, and then send it all to Tin, and Tin would mix it, and then send it back to me. And so we thought, it would be great if we could have, videos for these songs, which is very difficult when you're working such distances. And of course, with today's technology, cameras and GoPros and stuff like that, he could shoot half in England and I could shoot half here in
sort
Malta.
of blend it all in.
Yeah.
Like you do with the audio, basically, but with visual, it's a bit more complicated.
Yes.